Hi guys, my name is Lela Sophia. I am an artist and fine jewelry designer. If you like contemporary fine jewelry, if you like luxury handbags, all things interiors, and I have some fun videos for you. You guys, I recently did my favorite fine jewelry, contemporary fine jewelry, specifically necklaces. And I thought to myself, you know, I know a lot of people out there, again, I never like to say that jewelry is trendy because it's fine jewelry. There should never be trends in fine jewelry, but it is a bit undeniable. And one of the my spin on a trend, one of the longest spanning, like literally forever trends will always be a beautiful medallion. So here are my favorites. If you guys are new here, thank you so much for tuning in. I can't wait to see you in all of my future videos. Make sure that you like this video, subscribe to my channel, follow me on Instagram at Lela Sophia Jewelry. I put out videos every Wednesday, Friday, and Sunday, and so I cannot wait to see you guys in the next one. I have to start out with one that oh my goodness, is on my radar again. I've been saying this a little bit. There's a couple things, being my normal curated self, there's a couple things on my hit list, my dream wish list for 2024, and this is one from Azlee because, oh my gosh, I know I talk about them so much, but they're really, she's one of my favorite jewelry designers. Even though it's very hard to pick, obviously, the horoscope, the zodiac necklaces are really very iconic. I think they've done them the best, in my opinion. And I just talked about how much I love the Animal Kingdom necklace, but of the sea, the Poseidon medallion, oh my gosh. This one was just posted on their Instagram a week or so ago, and I was like, yeah, it's gorgeous. It's just so gorgeous. As I always say, their pieces look like in the best way. They were literally just dug out of an archaeological dig, and they came out like glittery and golden and perfect, and obviously that's very intentional. And then I love the juxtaposition that they do. They play around with that motif as kind of their, in my opinion, the staple, the base of the collection. And then a lot of her rings in particular, a lot of the chains are so perfect, a little bit more geometrical, a little bit more angular, really leaning into that ancient Greek, ancient Roman inspiration, but then still with those ancient looking coins. Oh my gosh, I'm sorry, but these medallions are just so gorgeous, and I highly recommend checking out the entire collection. And you can't talk about medallions without talking about Foundrae. You just can't, because what they have, I mean, just bow down. Again, I think I did this in another video, truly bow down, hands down. They are some of the most iconic medallions, truly, the layering medallions on medallions on medallions and these gorgeous heavy set chains. Heavy chains don't look as good on me. I love to layer my very thin chains. Regardless of how you choose to wear them, the Foundrae medallions are really just in my opinion, the base of their collection. Again, very hard to pick, but one that I've always loved since it came out is the Love medallion. This piece, oh my gosh, it is a beautiful Bowen's knot representing true love and all of the connectivity between that, and then the 7 on the medallion represents, this is really good for my recall of my jewelry knowledge. The 7 represents the 7 different types of those classical types of love, and I just have to say I love the diamonds around it. This whole piece is just kind of sublime, especially in person. If you ever have the chance to see this in person, of course, you know what I'm gonna say. The large medallion is just kind of iconic. Medium is so beautiful as well, but just this, I remember seeing this for the first time in person however many years ago, and literally falling in love with it. How appropriate. I also love, I've talked about this before, I do love the largest heart medallion, and it's just they really can do no wrong in my eyes. I'm so obsessed with them. For some reason, this true lover's knot, oh my gosh, it's just so beautiful. And to just throw in a quick Lela Sophia jewelry, okay, because how can I not do this? I have my very first piece, which obviously you guys know I wear every single day, my Akham Wise amulet. That was my first piece that I ever made, and then I made a mini version for my brand, and honestly, I can't bring myself to take it off, ever. I'm so obsessed. You guys know the story behind my brand, but everything is inspired, especially this collection, especially this first piece for my collection are inspired by my grandmother, my Moroccan heritage, my father's side of my family. My grandmother had these beautiful tattoos. When I was like 19-ish, I started doing, you know, for the last 10, 11, 12 years, doing deep dives on Moroccan culture, on where these tattoos came from. And so this Akham amulet has the Berber flag in 2 ways, symbolizing freedom. And there's nothing more beautiful than that to me, just like the freedom of self, freedom of humanity, the freedom that we all strive for. This piece is so close to my heart that I can't stop wearing it. Of course, I do love the little diamonds that we added, but I also, you know, before adding diamonds to this, you know, I wore the plain gold version for the first like year or so. And so it's my little, you know, I had to add in one of my own medallions to this list. And from the Queen, Harwell Godfrey, oh my gosh, Queen. This, we already know my thoughts, okay? If you've seen any of my other videos, I'm talking about her. She's just incredible. And truly the way that she comes up with these beautiful geometric shapes within her jewelry, the motifs that she has, shout out to the little snail necklace, sorry, just quick diversion. I'm like so obsessed with all of her pieces, and the Stardust medallion, whew, this piece, oh my gosh. Obviously, it was very hard to choose between all of her necklaces, but this medallion in particular, I love the little, like, the details with the diamonds. Of course, they're gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous diamonds. Because so many of her pieces are so geometric, so refined. This is a really beautiful, slight diversion from the rest of her pieces, and I absolutely love it. It fits so well into her own collection, but I think that this could be worn with a Foundrae medallion. This could be worn with an Azlee medallion. This could be worn with any of the medallions that I'm going to talk about next. Like, this could fit so seamlessly into anybody's collection that I am just so in love with it. This piece I sent to a special someone because I was like, you need this, girl, okay? From Jane K. I hope I'm saying that correctly. There is a piece that is at Rose Arc, which I love and I talk about all the time. Rose Arc from LA. Again, I wish I lived there. I wish I could see this beautiful store that it's Rose Arc has been like for years. The pinnacle for me of fine jewelry stores, and they post pictures often with this medallion, a Pegasus medallion from Jane K. Like, what can we talk about? The whimsy mixed with the classical beauty of this piece and the little, like, dangling moon on it. The subtle diamond, like, I can go on and on. I can truly go on and on. Clearly, there's a theme here. I love pieces that are handmade. I love pieces that look like they're ancient inspired. I love pieces that look like they were dug out somewhere, that aren't too perfect, that aren't too polished. And this one, like, you know who you are, you need this piece. It's so beautiful. When the edges aren't so perfect, it makes the piece a little bit more wearable, in my opinion. It makes the piece a little bit more subtle, so that obviously you're wearing a big chunk of gold. So there's a big chunk of gold around your neck, and that we love that, okay? Obviously, I am not one to talk, but having like a little bit softer edges makes it so wearable, and I think that it makes it like pair so beautifully with your own pieces if you want to layer. But then something like this piece worn alone, oh my gosh, would just be like truly the envy of all. Just 2 more for you guys, and then a quick little bonus because I can't not talk about this piece. But from CC Jewelry, who I've talked about several times. I'm so in love with her pieces. It seems like she's getting it's just like she's getting the necessary acclaim and praise that she absolutely should be. And there's one medallion of hers that I saw and I said, oh my God, I might need this. So many of her pieces, again, so hard to choose, but there's a clam medallion. Seems kind of random, but there's a little pearl within this clam. Oh my God. Can we talk about how absolutely stunning her pieces are? Like, again, a little bit more whimsical, a lot more colorful. Something about this clam, again, maybe it's the fact that I just love a good baby pink. The pinks in this clam are so gorgeous. Again, I feel like that could be so beautiful on a bracelet, on a big, thick chain bracelet. It would be so beautiful worn on your neck. It's just like, I kind of dream about this piece, and it's absolutely stunning. And lastly, from Marlo Laz, I saved her for last. Marlo Laz has some of the most gorgeous, gorgeous medallions anytime I see somebody wearing them. I just love them worn. I love how people put outfits together. And even though they're kind of two, because I just have to shout out, I just have to shout this out, the moon and the heart medallions, I just have to put a little shout out here because they're absolutely gorgeous. But the guiding light medallion, to me, is so stunning. Again, maybe we know I love a gradient of stone sizes. I think it just adds like something so gorgeous and so special. And even though I love her original motif for the medallions, those kind of iconic from her side pieces, I love this. Something about this is so special to me. I love the different stone options that she has. The way that they're set in a medallion, it's like subtle, but obviously not subtle and so gorgeous. And you get some bling, you get some gorgeous, beautiful stones in there, yet it looks like literally that, like a dusting of gorgeous, precious stones on your neck. And this piece is kind of like, it's just one of the most beautiful pieces I've ever seen from her. And lastly, if you have this kind of a budget, I'm envious of you, and so I just have to shout this out. Similarly to the vintage Van Cleef medallions, there are vintage Cartier, Zodiac medallions, and I went down a rabbit hole, and if I ever, like, I would have to like auction for it. It would be a whole thing, but you know, I hope one day. Those are the type of things that I strive for, right? Like I strive to one day be able to bid on like vintage pieces of furniture, and I strive one day to be able to bid on vintage Cartier pieces as gorgeous as this. Like, can we talk about how insane this would be? There's also one more thing that I strive for, which is like a vintage Picasso medallion, but you know, that's something else. Those are the things that I strive for in life. This is so wild. This is so, like, I feel like it's Lori Hershey for level. Like, she has this vintage Snoopy Cartier medallion that, again, you probably have to go through auction houses and have a private seller and yada, yada, yada. But can we just talk about how iconic whoever you are, whoever the people are that own these vintage, archival, beautiful pieces, you're iconic. And there's nothing else I can say about that. As always, you guys are the best for going along with my shenanigans. As always, I cannot wait to hear your thoughts below. I can't wait to hear if I miss anybody. Which are your favorite medallions? What pieces are you looking forward to? As always, I cannot wait to see you guys in the next one. Bye, guys.